Alright, welcome to Dale Trimmer's Custom Cars and Anything. Well, I just wanted to show you guys what I did is I welded all the spring pads on. And then I tightened up all the U-bolts. So that's all done. Now I'm looking at these shock mounts here. And this bushing needs to be cut off because what we got this Dorman makes this shock mount. So this side bolts to the hole. And then you don't need a shock bushing. It's a collar shaft bolt, you know. So now we got to cut these off, and then we can mount the shocks. Now, talking about pinion angle here, you got to have your car on the ground, the rear end tightened up with the leaf spring pads put in the rear end, but obviously not welded on. And then you got to have it on the ground, and then you should have 2 to 3 degrees pointing down on the pinion. But if you're going to drag race it, then you should go like 4 to 7 if you're going to be drag racing, because for spring wrap, because what will happen is if this bolt was a leaf spring, it twists up when you're giving her under acceleration, causes the pinion to shoot upward, and that's why you run a pinion snubber to stop that from happening, so you can transfer the power to the ground, the torque. So on the rear end here and stuff, I got it, well, I got it up in the air now because that's all done now there. But so anyway, I just want to explain that the pinion angle should be 2 to 3 degrees downward on, well, 2 to 4. You could go maybe 4, maybe, but that's on a street car. I don't know if I'd go that much, but maybe 3. The less angle you put in it, the less vibration you're going to get. But the problem is then the U-joints, they settle in one spot, the needles in there, and they got to spin. So you got to have some angle, like 1 degree to 3 degrees down, and then on ride height on the car, you got to have all the weight in the car. The car's got to be sitting on the ground, and then you set your pinion angle, and then you tack that all together, and then you can put her up in there and finish welding. So anyway, it's kind of like a fast explanation, but so now I'm in the process. I'm going to cut this bushing off and that other shock bushing so I can install these, and then we can bolt shocks up, and then this exhaust clamp up here needs to be turned. That gets kind of close to the rear end. I think on maximum pump. Right now the rear end is drooped down because it's being supported by jack stands on the chassis, so the rear end's drooped down. So anyway, let's get them cut off. So on this video, we're just going to cut them off, and then this will be a short video because I got stuff going on today. But I want to kind of keep going on this. I can't see nothing because the light outside is so bright. I don't know if I got enough charge and everything. I don't know if I got a good blade here. Can't be that bad yet. Oh, gotta push the safety buttons in, don't I? Wonder if I can sit up. I don't use the grinder because I get all those dust particles from the air. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? Oh man, I tell you, can't sit up. I'll tell you that much. See that spacer I cut off? This right here will take the space of that. It's 1 inch total between the metal and the spacer, and this is 1 inch total. So that'll work out just fine. So no, I didn't bring the hose down here to clean that up. Okay, hang on. Okay, let's put some safety glasses on. Okay. And the hose is going to come off. Okay. That was nice. Now she's locked. God, I can't see nothing with that door open. Let's see what our new wheel does. That wheel's got a lot of miles on it. Here's a new one. Oh, that can blind me too. I guess I gotta sit up so I can see something. What's going on here? I'm gonna have to go with the big boy stuff. I guess that just ain't gonna work. Yeah, I'm recording right now, but you can sit in a chair. I got about maybe 10 minutes worth of stuff to do here, so they probably can see you. Yeah, well, that's fine. Why don't you sit down, relax, because it's going to take me a minute, so. I'm just setting up a different grinder here because that one's too slow, so. Yeah. Try to go with a bigger grinder today. Take that smaller one away there. Because I figured out that I can reuse my shock mounts here and stuff, so I just gotta cut that knob off and they fit perfectly, so. And the shocks can go on and we're in good shape, so I just gotta get set up here again. I'm gonna have some sparks. Alright, so that eliminates that problem. Now I'll just clean out the hole here. Give it a little bit of blow. And then our shock mount should fit. Look at that. Fits like a dream. Money saved again, huh? So, tighten that up. And we just gotta repeat on the other side. And then I throw some paint on there quick before, if I can get them just this far. And then on the next video, what we'll do is we'll bolt the shocks on and we'll start running the brake lines. And by the way, that's hot, like Paris Hilton would say. That's hot. Okay. Well, I think it's hot that this works. All right, there. Now we'll have to jet the rear end sagging on the leaf spring, so I cannot attach the shock yet to the shock mount, but you can clearly see it's going to work beautiful here. So it's going to work just fine, just the way it's supposed to work, just like factory. So let's get the other side in the same shape quick, and that's how far we'll only go, and then I got some stuff I got to get done. So and on the next video we just gotta keep going here. Let's see, first we'll cut her off with the saw here. Got half the toolbox on the floor again, I see. That all can stay there for now. Let's cut this thing off. Oh, am I running our saw power? Well, I hope not. Not right now, anyway. Getting close. I got one more battery here. Maybe that'll be enough to finish her. Getting close. Almost got her though. Put the saw reset there. There's that. First step is done. Let that cool off a minute. Now we can do the second step. Make sure the saw's off. I hope everything's going good for everybody out there. It's going good here so far anyway. Yeah, we're getting there. Almost there. Yeah, I think I should change this blade out. Almost done. 2 more minutes. These are shot. I should be using something better than this. These are on their last legs. I gotta get plug that for safety so I don't go off and chew us up. Okay. Hey, my assistant, you want to go up on the thing there? There should be a shock mount up on that bench up there. I thought I brought both of them down here, but I don't see nothing, so. Well, I guess I'll have to get up and grab that shock mount quick. Yeah, that would be it. Thank you. my mom's here today and we're gonna go for a ride, and we got some stuff we want to do, and so she stopped in and gonna do a couple things, and I thought I'd do just a quick video on this. Over a little bit. Grab a hold of this. Oops, not in your vice grip. See, Mrs. Assistant, also known as Mom, can you go to the second drawer down up on top on the right and grab me a vice grip out of there? Second, there you go. Oh, no, there you go. Yeah, and then turn with this one turns, so. Yeah, this will work. Thank you. So like I say, what we're gonna do now is I'll just grab some paint from underneath the bench over there. Some black paint. We'll just touch these up quick so they're drying while I'm gone. And when I get back, we'll do another video. That's weird. Alright. There's the shock mounts. Those are done. Now we have shock mounts. Boy, does that feel good to have that done. Another step in the old process here. Yeah, if you see some black paint over there, just anything that's black, you know, Rust-Oleum, paint these up quick and then we can. I know there was one can, I think maybe this one's good, but there's one can that was. Yeah, this is the can. Can you find one that's identical to that, but that one's got a clogged nozzle, so there might be another one there. You can open that up a little further maybe. We'll just spray this up quick and we'll close out the video, and then on the next video we'll put the shocks on. I gotta put the floor jack under here and lift up the rear end so they meet up to the shocks. And then I think we'll move the jack pans maybe underneath the rear end housing then. At that point, and the car will be supported by the rear end, and then we'll it's nice to have an assistant here, eh? She should be here every day. I love my mom. She's a very fantastic person, you guys. Hug your mom today. That's what I request. Okay, well that one's done. That can sit and meditate now. Now we'll go to this other one, and then I just gotta wash up, shut the air compressor down, and then we're gonna go and do some things, and I'm happy. As I tell you, this is going just too good to be true, actually. I don't know. Okay, I painted that a little bit too much, but there we go. Clean out the nozzle here quick so it don't clog up again like the other one did. Okay, anyway guys, so there they are. So I updated you on the 2 to 3 degree angle, pinion angle. The pinion should be down to, I would go about 3 or 4 max. So you want to do around that 3 degree mark for spring wrap, because but the more horsepower you got, if you're going to drag race it, you should maybe go anywhere from 4 to 7 maximum from the differentiation of the transmission. Okay, so I got this thing set right now at about 3 to 3.5, I believe, approximately 3 degrees, because it's got a hemi in it, and but I'm not racing it, so it could be raced that way, but because you get spring wrap. But then I would recommend a pinion snubber under here. That way it stops the pinion from twisting too far. So you can go with the 3 to 4 degree pinion angle on the back, but then what you got to do is you got to make sure you get a pinion snubber so it doesn't wrap it up past that 1 degree, 0 degree, because 0 degree would be pointing right at the transmission. And then because when the drive shaft's under torque, if you're going to race it, you want the drive shaft straight under torque. But when you're cruising on the highway, you want your 3 degrees, because you want the needle bearings inside the U-joints to be spinning. You don't want them to sit in one spot, otherwise it'll wear out the U-joint faster. So, and you don't want too much angle, because then it's just cogging the U-joint, and then it's also wearing it out faster. So you want to make sure that you get within that zone, because otherwise you're just asking for trouble. So I like to run mine about 3 degrees, that way 0 degrees, there's no vibration. The more angle you put on it, the more vibration you get out of it. But then there's to a certain point, then you start wrecking U-joints. So anyway, shocks are ready to go on now. They just gotta be bolted up, but the paint has to dry now. It's a good time to dry it while I'm done. I got the welds on the spring pads. They're all welded up and tightened, but I had to go to work and I had to paint it all. So now it's all sticky, So we'll just leave it sit here and meditate, and then on the next video we'll throw the shocks on and we'll start doing the brakes, and then we'll have to bleed the brakes, and I got to add rear end fluid yet. That's all dry yet in there. And then and then the wheel adapters will be here this weekend, and then we'll put the wheels on it and we should be done. So, and that's all we're going to be doing, converting an 8.8 into your A-body. This is a 2004 Ford Sport Track, Explorer Sport Track rear end. And it's got the 410 locker in it, and stuff, and disc brakes. And so I got all the best of all the worlds. We got a nice locker, we got the nice gears, we got the nice disc brakes, the big disc brakes. I don't know if they're 10-inch or 11-inch, I can't remember. But we'll discuss that later when we do the brakes. And then I have all the hardware, everything for that, so there's no reason I can't even do the brakes today if I could. But we'll be at Maple Lake Car Show in Maple Lake, Minnesota. We'll be there doing some swapping and stuff. And if you guys want a sticker or like a bumper sticker or something, swing by and say hello. And I'll be selling some stuff out there. I'm not going to be in the car show. I'm just going to be in the swap area and on the road somewhere. You know how they do that. So we don't know where we'll be at this point. And they're talking some rain, so bring a rain jacket or an umbrella with you. It's supposed to rain in the morning and then in the evening. So you just... Anyway, enough gabbing, I guess. Please like and subscribe, and then we will talk to you later, and we'll keep pounding on this thing and get her done, because we're knocking on the door now. I can actually see the light now. I actually see the light through the door here. So, so we're getting there. So take care, love to all, and please at least like. If you can't subscribe, at least if you could hit the like button. Trying to help everybody out here. And the rear end was $150 at the salvage yard, and look at what you all got with it. Yes, we had to go to work and I had to narrow it. That's on the other videos. All you're doing is you're buying another passenger side axle and you're putting it on the driver's side. So that's basically what you're doing. You got to narrow the housing, I don't know, 2 7/8 of an inch, and then allow the passenger side axle to fit the driver's side, and then it'll fit your A body. And then even if this would be a good thing to do if you were going to mini tub. Then you could go to work and you could move your springs and boards. See, on this car, I'm not mini tubbing it or nothing. I'm not racing it. But when you do mini tub, this would be a great situation for that, for maybe a 4.5 inch offset rim. I don't know that for sure, depending on how wide your tire is or how wide your rim is. That would be, you'd have to measure that out to make sure. But anyway, enough gabbing. Please like and subscribe. At least hit the like button if you can't subscribe. Love to all, and take care and have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon on the next video.